But yeah, it took me. So I apologize that it's been a little fight this morning, but here we are. And you know, listen, it's the World Cup started. The knockout round, and okay, Canada pulled it out in last 90 plus minutes to score a goal against South Africa. And now today we have three more games. It's that time. It's that time of year.
Well, now it gets interesting, right? Because now every win matters.
Right. Yeah, you go, it's win or go home. And hopefully you're not like Uruguay, where they said, yeah, the charter flight, no good for you. They had that charter flight fly home by itself, and they made these guys go commercial, and put them back in coach.
Yeah, so and it sounded like they had to get that themselves.
Yes,
they're like, yeah, we don't care if you walk home. Good luck. That's such a terrible look for a national team.
That's that is kind of funny to me. I'm like, really? They did that? That's what they did. But that's what they did.
That's what they did.
Yeah, you don't mess around. You don't mess around with the football in South America.
Hey, it's not even win or go home. It's win or good luck.
Guess I'm just putting up camp here. Here I am.
Right. You know what? We have fried Oreos. I think most of them would be fine.
Yeah, listen. It's like, hey, maybe some are looking for a green card now, and now they want to play for U.S.
For real. Yeah, overtime penalty kicks. Yep. Absolutely. Oh yeah, you got to end up with a winner. So this is actually the unique time where I do like soccer is this moving forward, because there's not ties and there's less falling and crying because teams are like legitimately trying to win.
Yes. And the other thing I like about this is that I wish they did have the golden goal. Play the 120 minutes. I understand it's like you got to play 15-minute overtimes on both sides. You switch again, so it's an extra half hour of play, and then go to the golden goal. Like I would say, every 15 minutes, switch sides, do all that stuff. Next goal win, rather than penalty kicks. Yeah. We could have a game that goes on for like 2 years, but I mean, I don't know. I think that it would be fun to see it like that. But like I said, I understand why they do not.
Yeah. You want that sudden death overtime?
Yeah, I think that would be amazing. Like to try to watch that stuff. So,
I mean, it'd put a lot of pressure on it. That's for sure.
But I actually have a little bit more, something more exciting to talk about. Your Storm.
Yeah.
It's like it's funny because people have been hearing me talk about the WNBA. And so I have been getting asked about the WNBA. And I was like, and it's interesting because everybody likes to talk about how bad the refs are.
It is rough.
Yeah, it's just like that it's so bad that it's starting to actually crawl up the chain of the WNBA. That they're trying to figure out a solution.
Yeah, well, I mean, especially when you have things that after the fact come through, like the Caitlin Clark deal where it was the fist in the throat, right? That after it somehow wasn't a foul during the game, which is wild to me. Ended up with a flagrant 2 1-game suspension after the fact.
Right.
But how it wasn't a foul during, like, whether you are a fan of the players or not, right? You take the names off the board and you have somebody the play's dead. You have someone continue to fall, land with their knee on you and a fist in the throat.
And then walk over you, step over you.
That's at a minimum a flagrant one, right? Like you could make the argument, oh, I was falling, I was trying to brace myself, although you probably could have used anywhere else to try and do that. And if you watch the video, that's not how it went down. But at the same time, a flagrant one, it would be like the minimum you would have done there.
Right.
And instead, there was not a foul called at all. Crazy.
So, and then they're doing the whole pointing thing was a little funny. I mean, it
was funny. Like that should have been a tech, but it was funny.
And then like as they're pointing back and forth and how they're getting triggered, and and of course, everybody else is starting to say, oh, well, that was racism. I'm like, come on, no, stop it.
Not everything is racism. Some of it's just basketball. Like
exactly. So, but that all being said, we talked about how the Storm had an 11-game losing streak, and then was going up against Angel Reese, and she was coming to town. And I said, hey, listen, there is a good chance that they will be a little beat up because they will have to play the Valkyries the night before. Mm-hmm. And the Storm pulled off their second win in a row.
They did. And probably the most impressive part of that, which is something, I mean, there's two pieces of this that was really impressive. The first was they actually dominated the boards in this game, which is something they've struggled with all year. And you saw them against the Wings get better at it 2 games ago. The game before against the Liberty, they were right there, even with the Liberty on the glass, which was, you're like, okay, here we go. We're finally starting to see them challenge on these rebounds. And then you get Atlanta, who is the best team at steals and also the best at rebounds. And for them to now, the Storm did turn the ball over quite a bit in the first half, giving up 12 of them, but they won the rebound race. And I mean, that's a huge thing. Now, the fact that they scored 60% shooting from the field and 60% shooting from beyond the arc is ridiculous. You're going to win a lot of games if your shooting percentage is that high.
Agreed. And the fact that there was only 24% from beyond the arc, because it really they were even up in every other category. Actually, when you're saying that they dominated the boards, they didn't really dominate the boards. It was 37 for the Dream, 36 for the Storm. So, but the offensive rebounds, they did get some offensive rebounds.
No, it was 34-26.
I have it 37-36.
No, I got the.
Oh, okay, well, I have it in front of me, so they could be wrong.
Huh, listen, who knows? Well, this is the box score I got at the end of the game.
Yeah, that's they had definitely more blocks. They had the more turnovers, but if you said they had 12 turnovers in the first half, they only had 6 turnovers the remaining part of the game. So I mean, they were able to do that. The points in the paint, they lost in that battle 46-44, but they only shot the Dream only shot 40 or 24% from beyond the arc.
Yeah, no, that was terrible. The other thing that the Storm generally struggle with is second chance points, and they actually led that.
Yes.
So there were so many things about this game that they did uncharacteristically better than what they've done the rest of the season. So what we've seen over the last 3 games has been impressive to watch this turnaround. Now, only 2 of them were wins, right? The game against the Wings went to overtime. They lost by a basket, but it looks like that the chemistry's coming together, and you're seeing that fight to get offensive boards, right? I mean, they had 8 offensive boards in this. there was probably an 8-game stretch where they had the same amount total altogether. So offensive boards have been a problem. They've been able to get some of those. So, I mean, it's it was an impressive win top to bottom.
And, I want to say, again, this is going to break my arm as I pat myself on the back. Johnson with the double-double.
Yeah. Flage with the double-double. And then Awafam had a career high 21. So
21 points. But I called the double-double. I said that she was going to get her first double-double. And you're like,
third. It's a third. I had to look it up because I didn't remember her having one either, but it was her third double-double. But yeah. She got in, got it done.
I knew she was going to come out and ball out against Angel. I mean, she out-rebounded Angel Reese.
Yeah, which is crazy. And the reason why I didn't think it was gonna happen is you had I thought this game was gonna be a little bit different, only because when you're looking at Atlanta, they have 2 of the top 5 contenders for Defensive Player of the Year. And they lead the league in rebounds. They lead in steals. I thought this was going to be a little bit more of a defensive battle. I didn't have 105 points being scored in this for the Storm.
Well, I understand. But as it goes, they get the 105 points. They get their second win in a row. I told you the pendulum's going to swing, a couple of different ways there.
I have no doubt there's shirts with the finger point.
There's all memes now. There's like big memes about it.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt.
But and it's the Aces and the Liberty playing on Tuesday for the Commissioner's Cup.
Yeah.
Go figure.
And that realistically is probably some foreshadowing to what will be the championship also.
It'll be interesting. So, and yes, Kat, we see it. It's the poop series. That's what the Philadelphia, Pittsburgh 0-0 Philadelphia. So it's the poop series. Everybody, it's all exciting. It's going to happen tonight, and it's for 4 games. So 4 days of poop.
There you go. Oh man.
And the Phillies have figured out. It's amazing how they have figured out ways to be able to take the lead, lose the lead, and then come back at the end and win. They've been doing that a lot lately.
Way to battle back, I guess. But
game isn't over until the last out.
That is true. I think we lost to the Guardians yesterday. Yeah, we did. They at least made it interesting. They were ahead. You're just like, okay, we got this. And then they, 8th inning comes along. They give up 5 runs. And you're like, oh.
Well, that's what's been going on lately for the Phillies. The Phillies have been scoring 5 runs, in the 8th and 9th inning and taking the lead and winning. And, and Schwarber's been hitting Schwarbomb after Schwarbomb after Schwarbomb. And, pitching right now in the bullpen is not the best for any team.
Mm-hmm.
So it's as All-Star game comes, and I'm figuring out how the Phillies are going to do afterwards and how you're going to trade for somebody, because they need to make some trades if they're going to make a run this year. If they're going to actually try to go up against the Dodgers, they are going to need to do some stuff. And that means getting at least 1 bullpen pitcher, probably 2,
mm-hmm.
and a right-handed bat that they can put out in right field or first base or wherever that right-handed bat's got to go. Because ultimately, like it says, defense isn't as important right now. You don't need to worry about getting every out if you're going to try to outscore people. So
yeah,
but
I mean,
I
suppose
keep looking
there's
at
that.
the standings.
Well, and
keep looking
I mean, the Mariners slip out of that first spot, which the way they've been playing is not a big shock. Who took it over was surprising, though, is the Rangers going on a little bit of a heater here to take over that first spot. Astros hanging out right there also. Astros, A's, Mariners, Rangers, all within 2 games of each other. So it's like Joe said, pretty crowded. The Angels are 6.5 games back, so they're a non-issue. But
but they're only 6.5 games back.
Exactly.
And they're going on a little bit of a winning streak right now. It makes me wonder how much longer Trout's going to be an Angel. I almost think that this could be the season
they finally trade him.
That they try to get rid of him. Yeah.
Hey, kudos to him for wanting to hang out on the same team the whole time, because he could have forced his way out of that situation.
I don't know. That's kind of hard to say. I mean, he did get a contract of $424 million. You know what I mean? Right after Harper got his contract. So it was, Harper's hey, there's a guy who's coming up in free agency in 2 years, and they're like, oh no, he's not. You know what I mean? And
in a league that pays people with monopoly money, someone would have done it. Just star power wise, someone would have done it.
Yeah, it's a shame that he's got a hamstring injury. I mean, he's always seems to have a hamstring injury. I mean, that's the other part of the problem. It's like him. Same thing with Aaron Judge. So they're not going to be in the home run derby. I think you're going to have Schwarber and Harper both in the home run derby. I hope that doesn't mess up their swings.
Yeah.
Although I can't imagine that, because I think they swing like that all the time anyways.
Yeah, their swing is for home runs.
But I was hoping that Trout, like I said, if Trout was healthy at the All-Star break, I could see the Phillies going after him.
Oh, sure.
And making a trade with them where that Anaheim takes some of that cap or some of that money.
Mm-hmm.
And you figure it out, then you figure out the rest of it. We'll see. I know that they have talked about him coming home, and they have him under contract till he's like 41 years old. So he's got like 7 more years left on that contract.
Yeah,
he's a lot of money.
He's not going to play that long. He's had too many injuries.
Well, they got to stop playing him out in the field.
Make him a DH.
That's the problem. Yeah, he needs to be just a DH.
Yeah. See, that's where I thought Seattle might have made a play for him a couple years ago, because we had 3 different guys as a DH on the roster, and our best one was hitting a 197, and the other 2 were like at 168. And I was just like, as a DH, what's the one thing you're supposed to be good at? Oh, it's hitting the ball. And we had 3 of them that couldn't. So I thought they might take a swing at him, and they didn't, because it's the Mariners and they don't generally do that. But it seemed like one of those situations where you're like, he is injured a lot, but if you brought him in as a DH, I thought he would have been a good fit for that season that they ended up going to the playoffs a couple years ago. Was that 22?
Right.
So I thought that year, had they made a play for him, would have made some sense, but his contract is just too big and too long for anything the Mariners would do.
Right. Well, and it was 22 was the 18. That was the 18 inning game, right? Against Houston.
Yeah. Where we went through the first round against Toronto, snagged both of those. And then, we ended up coming up short against Houston. But I mean, it was still exciting as a Mariners fan because it had only been 21 years since we had been in the playoffs. So, you were like, hey, you know what? We got through the first series. Hey.
Well, I still remember that game because I was in Atlanta and I went to watch the Phillies game before I left. And the game was still going on after I came back. And they, the manager took the pitcher out. I'm like, that's a bad move. Yeah. That's a bad move. And that's when they gave up the runs. And like I said, a walk-off in an 18 inning game. Mm-hmm. When all season long you haven't seen anything go past 11 innings because of we got the runner on second base now.
Yep. No, I was watching that game at Captain Don's in Puerto Vallarta, so I was enjoying some $1.50 beers and shout out to Captain Don's.
And shout out to Puerto Vallarta. Yeah, that's
absolutely.
But right now, the Phillies are only 3 games back of the division, where it was just last week 8 games. So Atlanta is having a hard time of things right now.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it earlier in the year, though, that we thought that they were playing better than they are. So, for them to come back down to earth makes sense. I mean, you didn't think they were going to keep winning at the same rate that they were.
Right. I think the Dodgers are in that same boat. I know everybody likes to say it's the Dodgers. They're going to, win 120 games. And I don't see it. I just don't see it.
I mean, you had them missing the playoffs, though. Like there's some irrational Dodger hate in there a little bit.
Well, I looked at it. I put the Dream Team curse on them.
For sure.
Voodoo with the Dream Team. Said, hey, they have not had any adversity yet. And if they get some adversity, I want to see how they deal with that. I'm okay with adversity coming at the end of the season in the playoffs. I'm all right with them going down 2-1 or 3-1 to the Phillies and them trying to figure out how to come back. You know what I mean? That's what I'm interested to see. I want to see how that all works out for them.
Sure.
Because I have a feeling that ultimately, I mean, even though you have the Brewers right now that are still, in the mix there of the top teams.
Yeah.
I don't think they are good enough. Their pitching's not going to hold up like that. So I think it's still going to be the Phillies and the Dodgers in the 1 and 2 spot. And
that's possible, yeah.
If the Phillies do wind up in the number 3 spot, that means that, as long as they don't have a 5-game series against the Dodgers, we need a 7-game series. The Dodgers being on a 6-man rotation, you know what I mean? It's like they got 6 pitchers, and it's like, okay, so it's 1 pitcher a week. You're going to pitch once a week, and you keep going. That's going to wind up hurting them, I think, in the long run, too. When now all of a sudden you're going to have pitchers pitch, we're going to go through a 4-man rotation. Now you're going to have to pitch twice in a week. That's going to change your routine.
Yeah.
We'll see. We will see how that works out.
Yeah, I mean, I have to imagine that they end up around that like 98 win area. That's where I figure they end up. I don't think they're like a resetting the win record or anything like that. I think probably like 98 is about right.
Right now they're scheduled at about 102.
Yeah, I don't think they'll quite get there. They'll end up with, a series here or there that they stumble over.
Well, I mean, they have to play the Phillies again. They
Mhm.
played the Phillies early, and they took that series 2 of 3. But then they have to come to Philadelphia. And that's where I think that the Phillies will get them back because the Phillies love playing the Dodgers.
Mhm.
And it's they seem to win these games. Obviously the playoffs being what it was last year.
Yeah.
In the regular season, we beat the Dodgers 5-2
Yeah.
out of the
I
7
mean,
games.
I will say you won't be able to beat them the way that you've been winning lately. You're not going to be able to like dig yourself out of a hole every time.
No, I disagree with that too because I feel like that's the one weakness of the Dodgers. Their bullpen is not as strong at all.
Sure.
So, but there was some news about the fact that MLB is they've figured out some things already before this collective bargaining agreement. That they are going to take off all of the, there's no longer going to be any more deferred payments.
Okay.
That's not going to be allowed anymore. And that they came to that agreement already.
You had to know that was going to be a thing.
Well,
there was no way they were going to let that continue to be a thing. Obviously, you end up with the situation where the guys that already have those contracts are grandfathered into it, right? So that basically solidifies that the Dodgers are the only ones that can build the super team that way.
Right. And I mean, there's been a couple of other things. I had it up here a little bit ago, and then I, looked at a couple other things, so I lost it again. But there's been a few different agreements made between the Players Association and Major League Baseball that's going to come into play. They're not going to be contentious afterwards.
Okay.
But they are still trying to figure out how to implement a salary cap.
Oh, okay.
So, and that's still a big.
Yeah, I mean, the owners want that. Sort of, right? Like the teams that are like, hey, we're just going to go buy rings. We don't care about it. But then the rest of the league is like, yeah, a salary cap would be awesome.
Well, I mean, the Dodgers are going to wind up paying lots of money because they got all these people under contracts purposely.
Yeah.
For this type of situation. And they're saying, oh, well, we're not going to do any more deferred contracts. Well, that's still not right. You know what I mean?
That's why I said all that does is solidify that the Dodgers are the only ones that can do it. And that's its own issue, right? Now, if it would have been a situation where they're like, look, we're not going to allow this anymore. You can absolutely honor your contract, but you got to pay it. Like, you got to start paying on this thing.
I agree. They should force them to do that. And they still might. I mean, obviously this is all pre stuff. It hasn't really come to any fruition yet.
True.
So we'll see. We will see what happens as we get closer and closer.
And, at the same time, might just be a lockout.
Might just be.
I don't know. I don't know how well baseball recovers if there ends up being a strike, though. Like, it's already a sport that's losing viewership anyway. A strike would really hurt that organization.
I agree. I don't see the strike looming as much. I feel like that once they have taken care of a couple of the things, these couple of things that they're agreeing on, when you start agreeing early, you realize, okay, this is what's happening. So I don't think that they're going to go to a strike or a lockout. I think that they're going to maneuver past that.
Yeah, I think the salary cap issue is the only thing that potentially ends up being something that could trigger a lockout. is, players obviously don't want it. They're like, yeah, we want to have these ridiculous contracts as often as possible. But I can see where the owners would want it, especially the ones that are not near the top of just buying teams. And I did not hear that, Frankie.
Yeah, I didn't hear that either. So, in fact, I can't even find anything about it.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to.
And 39 years old is way young to have that,
young.
But
yeah.
And which Chris Johnson? When you put up Chris Johnson, there's a couple of them. So
I figured he was talking about the one that was a Cardinal, right?
That's what I thought.
Oh yeah, no, there it is. ESPN. Former NFL running back Chris Johnson discusses ALS diagnosis. There you go. 39 years old. Man, that's rough.
That's a shame. That really is a shame. That's a tough disease to have to fight.
Yeah, I mean, especially because that's one of those where you know that there's no way out of it. Like you're in it, and however fast it happens is how it happens. It's a bummer when you get into some of those that there's no cure for them. Best case scenario, you try and slow it down. But yeah, no, that's rough. Yeah, no, exactly. Cruel disease that's an understatement. Yeah.
Oh, wow, there's a name I haven't seen in a long time. Brandon Ayuk blames his former agent for the feud, but he'll never go back to the 49ers.
Oh man, some of his Instagram videos that he put out are, I don't know if he plays another down in the NFL. I mean, he's saying stuff about the GM and the organization, and I couldn't actually bring the video because he uses language all the way through it that would not be great for a Christian jazz station. But
no.
That being said, I mean, obviously there's no way he's going to play for the Niners again. But yeah, I don't know that he necessarily plays anywhere again, because now they don't even lose a roster spot freezing him up because he hasn't done any of the other things that he's required to do to force a trade. So they can just have his contract frozen, not take up a roster spot. He doesn't have any guaranteed money. So they can just essentially sit on it and end his career if they want. And at the other end, he hasn't done any of the paperwork with the league to reinstate himself. So, I mean, he's hurting himself more than the Niners are hurting him. The only thing that is potentially bad for the Niners is they have to keep talking about it, right? So outside of that, it's not really a concern. He's not there. He's not in the building. He's not being a cancer anywhere because nobody sees him.
Well, he says it right here, though. We is not cool.
Yeah.
We won't be cool. And I will never be stepping in that building except for on October 19th.
Yeah.
So he's going to show up. It's like his guarantees are done.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He's still he's going to force them to have to deal with him.
Yeah, but by the time you get to October,
doesn't matter. I mean, it's still going to be on the cap and stuff like that. They're going to have to force that issue.
Sure. Yeah. And then maybe you do cut him at that point. But I mean, if you have all of this crazy, are you these other GMs looking at this like, oh yeah, this is our guy? I mean, you have other guys that have more recent tape than Ayuk at this point. You know, with having Hill and Diggs and, you know, these types of guys out there still. Is Ayuk the guy that you want? I wouldn't think so, just because of the AB situation wasn't long enough ago. Like all these guys still remember that. Yeah, exactly. AB 2.0. It's a little less crazy than AB, but still pretty crazy.
And
I am a fan that it's in the division, though. I like a noisy offseason for a division rival.
Exactly. And more words, more news coming out for Sorsby.
Yes. So that's how I opened the show up, was with Sorsby. CFL says no. You are absolutely not playing in our league.
So he's stuck for a year,
yep.
Which makes me wonder, all right, if this is the case, all right, you got the injunction from, from the judge that you can play in the NCAA.
Yep.
And so Division I schools aren't going to take you.
Not a chance.
Do you go play Division II or Division III? I mean, you got to play this year.
If you want to play, like, you're going to have to do something like that, or, I mean, because I don't even think the UFL would entertain it, because they're too involved with the NFL at this point. I can't imagine.
It's too late in the season. It's still too late in the season, so it wouldn't matter.
Yeah, true.
So, I mean, you're stuck. If you're going to want to try to stay in shape and try to do all this and try to show contrition.
Yeah.
Like that's the big deal. Showing the contrition. Like, hey, it's,
I overplayed my hand. I get it.
Well, you could say that it's an epidemic among young kids, young children, like college students. This is a big deal. So you should be able to do some of those things and say, like, hey, okay, all right, I am starting the program on how this will not be an issue for anyone moving forward. Like, that's like, you got to start to try to do some of those things if you want to save face in any way, shape, or form. Like, if I was his agent, that's what I'm thinking about. Like, hey, let's do this. Let's figure this out a better way. Let's do things a different way. We'll see. We'll see how that works out. I got to imagine there's an agent talking to him at some point, being like, yo, this is what you got to do now. Somebody has got to talk to this guy and be like, if you want to play ever again.
Yeah. I mean, that's the real question now, right? Is, do these leagues just see him as damaged goods that's problematic? And if they do, then yeah, his career may be done.
Which is a shame for him to go out that way. But
I mean, you've seen it happen before. Whether it's gambling or drug use, or, you see these guys throw careers away all the time.
True.
So gambling, unfortunately for him, is the one that the leagues just really are not into. And if you were gambling on other sports, they're like, yeah, cool, whatever, do what you want to do. You can't gamble on your own sport. You certainly can't gamble on your own team. I think that last part is really the one that kills him for the pro leagues in general, is you've already shown that you're willing to bet on your own team, whether you're for him or against him or whatever, doesn't matter, because that conversation immediately comes into, are you point shaving? Are you altering the outcome of the game to save your bets? And, that all of a sudden takes a swing at the integrity of the league. And we know that the NFL, their number one priority is protect the shield.
Yes. This whole betting on your own team, and how that is, and like I don't understand. Like I mean I get it. Gambling is just not good to do if you're playing the sport. If you're betting on your own team to win,
Yeah.
you know, it's if you're betting on your team to lose.
Well, that's the
That's
thing.
where I have the problem. You know what I mean? Like you
If
should
you're
better bet on your team to win. That's what I would be doing if I'm gambling like that. It's
sure, yeah, it's just there's no way to track every bet, right? At least in real time. You could go back and find them and whatever, but you'd have to prove that you never bet against your team. Or in his case, he just didn't bet when he thought his team was going to lose.
yeah, you have to bet every game, like thinking I'm going to win every game, and that's
Exactly. Yeah. So no, I mean, it's a problem. And I mean, the thing is it's a problem. Like, and they're fine with you betting everywhere else. Just bet on other stuff. I mean, it's not like there's a shortage of stuff to bet on.
exactly. And then you have the opposite. You have Terry and Arnold.
Yeah.
That guy. Yeah. This is where I wonder where. See, the Eagles don't have any of this because they have a Big Dom. You know, Big
Sure.
Dom is the one who is in charge of all this stuff. He's like, hey, listen, I am, as funny as it sounds, it's just like he is the babysitter of this team.
Yeah.
It's because you need one.
Absolutely. Yeah.
The Detroit Lions did not have one. And just the story, just listening to this guy got $100,000 worth of stuff stolen from him.
Yeah.
And then decided to say, oh, you, and you, come here. Did you steal from me? Whap. Did you steal from me? Like when you start pistol whipping guys and you don't know the real answer, come to find out that none of them had anything to do with it and you did it the wrong people. Guess what? You just made some enemies.
Oh, yeah. And you're going to jail. It just is what it is. Yeah, it had some Aaron Hernandez feel to it. Like he didn't go as far as Hernandez, but don't you make enough money that you could have someone else investigate this for you? I use investigate, loosely, obviously.
Yeah, I this is why Big Dom is perfect for the Eagles. And that every other team should incorporate one, but they don't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, most of them don't.
Well, and that's the problem. It's like they all have the 1-800 number. Call the 1-800 number. We will get you out of whatever situation you were in.
Yep.
In that case, in the Eagles case, they said they don't have the 1-800 number. They have the Big Dom number.
Yeah. Which, same difference.
Big Dom's better, actually.
Well, sure.
Big Dom is much better at it. Call us before you get in trouble. Don't wait until afterwards. If you see something going down, call the number. We can have everything stop. We can have the world stop for you right there before things get worse. I mean, I wish I had that sometimes. Just like, hey, things are starting to go south here. I need to fix this right now.
Yep. Yeah, I think everybody needs a fixer on speed dial from time to time.
Exactly. But it's, I don't know, never a dull moment in the NFL with all these different things that are going on. It's just like, there it is. And next year's draft, just so that everybody knows, it's April 29th to May 1st. So We have that already figured out. Get your Airbnbs. Washington, D.C. is the place.
That'd be cool. I've never been to DC. That'd be kind of fun.
I have been to D.C. I hear they're going to have it right on the National Mall, which is that's going to be interesting. Hopefully they'll have the new stadium built by then. I'm not sure how that's going. I haven't really looked into that too much, but and Ayuk did say he would sign with the Commanders if the 49ers cut him.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing that is kind of funny about his situation is that's the only team he seems like he wants to go to. Because through some of the videos that he's put out, and again, I couldn't bring any of these because he just says stuff that I can't re-air, but he's holding a Commanders game ball in a bunch of them. So he holds the ball with the little Commanders logo out and the number on it in a bunch of the videos. So he's trying to force his way to Washington. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens if they want to take on that kind of headache. I can't imagine I would want to, but hey, we watch these guys land on teams all the time. So you never know.
There you have it. We'll see. I mean, obviously they could trade, even like a third or a fourth round pick would maybe be worth it for them.
That he's going to get released. I don't know why you would give up anything for him. A seventh? Like, I mean, you have a guy that's been injured quite a bit over the last couple of years, missed a ton of time. Also, a little bit of a head case. And, so you're bringing on a lot of baggage for a maybe upside. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know that I would be looking to go that route. But if he did, because he has a relationship with Jaden Daniels, right? So if you're entertaining it, it's because of that. But if it doesn't go well right from the jump, does he just turn back into what you've watched over the last 2 years? A head case that plays pretty unimpactfully. I don't know how much I want to give up for that.
Yeah, no, I hear that. I guess we'll have to see how this all plays out. I mean, obviously, he's starting to make some noise.
Mm-hmm.
So it depends on how loud that's going to get. And
well,
in your case, you want it to be really loud.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Barbecue this franchise. Let's go. The thing is on the Niners side, they don't seem to care because he's not doing the things that require them. He's not forcing their hand as it sits right now because he's not doing the little things he has to do to make his contract force them to do something.
Well, again, we will have to see because it's, the louder somebody starts talking and the more they start talking, the more the other players start to hear. And it's one thing to have management not hear it, but the players are definitely hearing it. So,
well, and I mean, he even has one out there where John Lynch went to his house and he's like, basically like he's saying, oh, Lynch is a weirdo. He's showing up to my house unannounced and all this stuff. And it's just like, dude, it's the GM trying to figure out what your deal is. Him showing up makes sense to me. Right.
Right.
So, but I don't know. Ayuk is a interesting dude. So, I mean, for shows like this, he's awesome.
Exactly.
If you actually want a franchise that has a receiver that is functional and useful, maybe less so. But what do you do? That being said, that does get us to the top of the show. If you've been watching along with us, be sure to like and subscribe. And of course, if you are listening on 97.3 ICU Radio, we do have some smooth jazz headed your way.
Smooth jazz.
Other than that, we will see y'all tomorrow. Take it easy, everybody.
Peace.